Yeah, I just want to talk a couple of things here. Uh, this page that you're looking at, these are what they call Q drops. If you haven't heard about them before, these are different Q drops, and you can track them by the number right here, here, and then you can see when they use that number, they're referring to something right here. Okay, uh, it gives you the date, June 29th. Okay, uh, they ask these questions. These are Q drops now. This is some of the coding that I've discussed with you. So this is a Q drop, 4958. And everything is done in somewhat like riddles and stuff because everything had to escape the real ability by the bad people to really get a grip and be able to head this off. Okay. Now, I've been in, like I told you, over 2.5 years. So, here we go right here. It says, what is at stake? The world. Who has control? The white hats. Not the black hats, the white hats, which is all of them involved in the taking down of this cabal, and which is a worldwide satanic thing that is really hideous. Okay, I'm going to show you a little bit of that too in a little bit, but let's just kind of show you here first. It says surprise witness. Wonder who that is. Oh, did Epstein kill himself? Did he? Did he? I don't think so. Uh, use your logic right here. Okay. Can emotions be used to influence decisions? Of course. How do you control emotion? I don't know how to say that. How to answer that one. It says define plant. Well, that refers to another code. I don't know what the answer is to it yet, but I'm just kind of showing you. This is drop. This is drop 4,958, and it all started with drop 0001. Okay, so this is like June 29th, 2022 was the last drop. And we'll go June 25th right here. Over here, we've got this is anonymous ID number. Everything is very private because of the dangers involved in mentioning people's names. If you mention Clinton's in a negative way, you just might as well give it up, kiss your butt goodbye, because that's what it means. And anyway, so we'll move on. And what does this say? Who was Jane Roe? Okay. Um, I don't know who that is. How do you control generations of populace? Well, you do it by spraying chemicals out of passenger jets all in our skies all the time, spilling this poison out on us all along, which is keeping you sick, which is keeping you ill, and cancer causing components. These gases are not inert, okay? So they are very, very dangerous, but they've been doing it to us for a long time. You start getting into some of these things that I'm showing you and some of into Telegram, you're going to see a lot of different things. They've got the evidence, okay? So it's already basically everything's already been done. But anyway, we'll go down. I don't want to make this video too long. So anyway, you've got 50 years of conditioning. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably isn't true. Conditioning, brainwashing, nothing for sure but death and taxes. Conditioning, brainwashing. They don't want you to expect any better than what those little phrases say. Okay, So think about it. Isn't that kind of doesn't that kind of kick you in the butt, make you feel bad that you have experienced the best of the life you could possibly put together? The Bible says that we were to live free and prosperous and all of these things. Have we? Of course not. We've never we you and I in our lifetime we've never seen any of it. But they this has been going on for hundreds and hundreds of years. So anyway, who is Jane Roe? We'll drop on down. Here's another one, 4956. Are you ready to serve your country again? Remember your oath. He's talking to patriots there. Okay? You took the oath too. Whether you stayed in the Air Force or not, you still took the oath. And it's a lifetime thing. And you have to believe in it because it's the only thing that's getting us through the dark side and, of course, the Lord. Okay? Which is, this is the battle against evil. So that's about as far as I want to take it. But anyway, so these are just Q drops, as you can see. And I'm sharing it with you. Let's see, there's a link. I don't know where it goes. Let's take a look. Video unavailable. See, somebody's already taken it down because it was considered some YouTube. Okay, well there you go. YouTube is one of the bad actors as far as censoring patriots of sharing videos, and that means that YouTube will be gone. All right. Well, it's where am I? Where am I? Here. Yeah. And then you notice up here, that's the tab. And look right here. This is the website. Right there. Okay. There it is. All right. So, QAnon. Now, Q, which is the group of the white hats that's pulling all the strings at the top on the good side. Okay, so that's what that means. Now, if you see Q plus, that's President Trump. Okay, and of course he's always been president. Nothing Biden has ever done is going to stay. But the people of the world have to see the worst of the worst, so they can get their head away from their mind out of that want to be, and the ones that have the heart to see what's going on and say, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I should never have voted for this, or, because everything it's just getting so ridiculously stupid. That's kind of part of the purpose, is to wake people up to it. Now they're releasing all the satanic stuff. Excuse me. And when it really gets out a lot around to the masses, who is going to want to stand up and say, oh yeah, I voted for Biden, yay hi? Not going to happen. Okay, these people have got to wake up, and then as they're waking up, they're going to find out if their heart is in the right place and they're not already condemned. Then they can redeem themselves. They can ask for forgiveness and all that stuff for anything, that the ill will that they might have ever had towards anybody. And then they can go ahead and get what's coming to them. Okay. Anyway, I think we've covered most of this. Everything is a clue. Everything is a clue. There's pages right here. I don't even see what it is. Open letter to the President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump, October 25th, 2020. Now, see, Biden was supposedly took office on the 20th of January, 2020. Oh, wait a minute. No, that would have been 2021. I'm sorry. Anyway, these are open letter to the president. I haven't even looked at them, so I don't know what they are. Let me go back here. I don't even know what it's about. I might have to read that later. But anyway, that's this. Okay, Now I'm going to show you this. I just told you I was going to show you a little bit. And here we go. All right, this is a video. I'm going to share some pieces of it with you. And the purpose of this is to show you how bad things are. We choose to try to ignore the horrific stuff, but the sad thing is that the people that are victims of it don't get to turn off the TV. Okay, so this is we'll start this out just to kind of get the flow going. I'm not going to make this real long. We're only 10 minutes 45 seconds in, so here, watch this a little bit.
Wide release of these little ones. Everything we thought to be true about the satanic pedophile cabal is real. The devil wants the babies. Child Protective Services are his demonic enforcers. 83,000 of God's children vanish each month, and this documentary goes into the depths of hell to expose the sinister plot. Who is behind the death of Isaac Cappy? Why do truth-tellers disappear? And how deep does the conspiracy go? All this and more today on the world-exclusive premiere of These Little Ones. Don't miss this bombshell film, premiering at 6 p.m. Eastern on StuPeters.com.
There are hundreds of children in Arizona who are missing right now from state custody. But who is out there looking for them?
Over 1 million children vanish each year.
The FBI has found dozens of missing children in Los Angeles. It's all part of what's being called Operation Lost Angels.
83,000 each month.
They found nearly 978 children went missing in 2019.
2,700 a day.
72 missing children across Indiana, Iowa, Ohio, and Georgia in the past several weeks.
115 per hour.
In the meantime, the Arizona Department of Child Safety says tonight they can't locate 44 children who are supposed to be in their custody.
One every 30 seconds.
Some in this operation were trafficked, some sexually and or physically abused.
This child trafficking thing is real. It has always existed.
Well, my name is Nancy Schaefer, and I'm from the state of Georgia in the United States. And thank you for your gracious invitation. I will share with you on the unlimited power of Child Protective Services. I served in the Georgia State Senate. And after 4 years of viewing the ruthless and unsparing actions of Child Protective Services, I wrote a scathing report entitled "The Corrupt Business of Child Protective Services." The report cost me my Senate seat. This is not to say that there are not those children in wretched situations who need to be removed. There are, and we all agree.
If you have history in your past, you know of a story of an abusive child who was saved by CPS, you can't then assume that CPS saves everybody. Who is mainly involved in CPS? Hospitals and doctors. Why? Because people trust hospitals and doctors. They shouldn't, but they do. And in the same hospital where babies are being born, the same hospital, babies are being kidnapped. In the same place where people are being cured of cancer, the same place people are being killed with remdesivir and ventilators. And people can't separate that because they see it all as one. Something's either all good or it's all bad.
But tonight, I'm talking about those children removed from their homes intentionally for profit.
What is child trafficking? Child trafficking is when you kidnap a child for profit. In other words, if you take a child from its family and give it to somebody else for money, that's the definition of child trafficking. But what you need to recognize is that defines what the states are doing with the federal government.
There was no order.
There doesn't have to be an order. My baby is fine.
The mommy can go without doctor's order, but not the baby.
The states are taking children, giving them to somebody else for money that they get from the federal government. That means that all 50 states are involved in government-subsidized child trafficking. It's a ring. It is the largest and most pervasive child trafficking ring in the history of the world by sheer money and numbers.
Children are seized unnecessarily from their families due to the federal aid entitled the Adoption and Safe Families Act.
It was put into law in 1997 by Bill and Hillary Clinton, and I said it that way on purpose. And it is a law that literally steals money from the Social Security Fund and gives this money to the states in order to incentivize them to kidnap babies.
To receive the adoption incentives or bonuses, local CPS must have more children. They must have more merchandise to sell.
Every child, once you've added it all up, is worth approximately $1 million to the state. But we've been told that this is a $60 to $80 billion a year industry, meaning the federal government is taking $80 billion a year and giving that money to all of the 50 states to kidnap children.
Parents are victimized by the system that makes a profit for holding children longer and bonuses for not returning children to their parents.
But their own statistics state that 83% of all children who are taken by CPS, Child Protective Services, are for unsubstantiated allegations, meaning never should it have happened in the first place. So that imagine anything else in the world where you know you get it wrong 83% of the time and you admit it, but you just keep doing it.
Case workers and social workers are often guilty of fraud. They withhold and destroy evidence.
It doesn't make any logical sense as you study this all across the country, and it specifically doesn't make any sense in the case of my grandson, baby Cyrus.
Our journey began in May when Diego Rodriguez reached out to me to expose to the world what Child Protective Services was doing to his grandson, Cyrus. At the time of this interview, the parents of baby Cyrus were gagged by Judge Lori Fortier under threat of imprisonment. And after starting to dig in, we had no idea how dark and how deep the rabbit hole would go.
What is this about, sir?
So this all started when my son Cyrus was having prolonged vomiting episodes. We had taken him to many different specialists to get checked out. Nobody could seem to find out what the problem was. We had just brought Cyrus back the following week from the hospital, from the ER. He had been discharged and everything. He was doing great. And then that week we had follow-up appointments with our specialists, nurse practitioners and such.
That morning, I woke up with a sore throat, and I was gonna try to go to that weight check anyways. And my husband was like, you know what, just cancel, it's fine.
And so she called in and she asked them if we could cancel the appointment, and she was just gonna reschedule for that following Monday. They didn't answer the phone, so she just left them a voicemail. And apparently, 20 minutes after that, they had called CPS and reported us just for that.
And I woke up from my nap, and there was a text message from a social worker. My dad told my husband that the law enforcement had showed up at his home looking for my son and looking for us.
In the evening, my wife was feeling much better. We went and we had dinner with our friend that had already previously been scheduled.
That moment we pulled out, my sister spotted an officer, and she said, oh, look, there's a cop right there. I think he's following us. And when I looked forward, there was a second officer that turned in front of us. And immediately when that happened, I knew, okay, this is not gonna be good.
The police officer said, hey, I just have a bolo out in your truck and I need to detain you until Meridian Police come.
We got a call from Meridian Police Department detectives, okay, and for whatever reason, they're looking for your truck.
And then it was just more and more and more, and pretty soon there was probably 10 to 15 police cars around, 20 different officers or so, right? The detectives came up and they told us, hey, you know, we have a CPS referral for you guys. It looks like you guys missed your appointment this morning.
Hey, Levi, do me a favor, step out of the car. No, I want you to step out of the car. Okay, isn't that my right to speak? Not right now, son. Get out of the damn car. Get out of the car. I'm not gonna screw around with you, okay? Get out of the car right now. Get back now. Or you're gonna go to jail.
Detain for what?
We're not gonna screw with you. You understand? Come out too.
What crime did I commit? No,
felony injury to child.
Cannot.
Get out of the car.
Hey, you can't abuse me. I'm getting out. I'm getting out. Let me get out.
For what reason?
For a felony injury to a child. Okay?
And I knew what was going to happen at this point, but I didn't want to accept it.
The officers come around to my side. They open the truck door, and at this moment, when this is all happening, I remembered what I prayed, and immediately I knew, I had no doubt in my mind they were going to take him, that no matter what happened, they were going to take him.
Give me the baby, okay?
I can't. Can you please help me right now? You understand? I'm in a desperate mom right now.
We know.
I really need your help right now.
Talk to her. We'll give you that opportunity, okay? But we're going to take him to the hospital. And if you want to go, you can come along.
Can I ride with you?
Yes, you can.
The mom's not getting practice ambulance.
Oh, then take her away from you and get in there.
She can go right away. Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Well, no, we don't want her nowhere to hospital.
No.
The fear that I had at that moment was like absolutely paralyzing.
I'm so scared.
I don't think there were many things I wouldn't have done to keep him. And so he says, come into the ambulance with the baby. We just want to check on him. We won't separate you. You can go to the hospital with him. You can ride in the ambulance and you won't be separated. I promise you, you can trust me.
The officer told me that I could go with him in the ambulance into the hospital.
Yeah, and I don't know what was said before then. I was not a part of that conversation.
You can't take him. You can't. Guys, I can't. You understand what happens when the state takes custody of babies? I've seen this so many times. I can't be that next person.
It has been reported over and over that 6 times as many children die in foster care than in the general public. Once a child is legally kidnapped and placed in official safety, the child is far more likely to suffer abuse, including sexual molestation and/or rape.
So you have one option at this point. You need to give him to the EMT, and you can go on your merry way with your friends and your family who's out there.
That's not merry at all.
Or I remove him from you and you go to jail. You need to make that decision. You need to make it now, please.
I won't let him go.
Okay. Go ahead and jump that away for me. Okay, please let him go so he does not get hurt, okay? Come here, little buddy. Okay.
I let him go.
No, she's going to jail. Okay.
I just said I couldn't, but I let him go.
Put your hands on your back, please, okay?
And he had his hands over the EMT's shoulder, like reaching out for me. They closed the ambulance door. That was the last thing I saw.
No, go in the car.
Cyrus.
In the car. It's all right. It's okay.
Cyrus.
It's okay. In the car.
No, let me say bye.
You're gonna make it worse. You're gonna make it worse. Say goodbye.
These are crimes against humanity for financial gain. Rights are removed from parents. Human rights, civil rights, and even religious rights.
But this is a level.
Okay. Well, you can imagine where all of this goes. Child Protective Services does take the baby, and I do believe they end up getting him back. I didn't want to just keep playing the video. So these are just some of the things. I'm looking for my Telegram. Let's see. here. This is Telegram. This is Phil's channel right here. This is Investigator Q. These are just groups of people that, a lot of them, like Phil, he is number 5 in the information intel from the top. He is very special for some reason. I don't know why, but he's got millions of people, over 7 million people viewed his last live at the same time. So let me just go see what he's posted recently. This 7 has been posted since I looked. Boom, Trump knows what is coming. He cares for his people. 33, that's not the part. They're trying to give a lot of stuff to the Patriots, because when everything financially happens and the banks change, they can gain extra money here. Okay, so anyway, Kennedy is referred to many times. Kennedy, we talked about earlier, he was going after the deep state. Okay, so that's the reason that they were trying to kill him. That was the deep state. Johnson, I believe, was part of that. We've always suspected it, and I do believe I've actually seen it. This, get past that. I just want to see. There's Phil. There's something about a place called the Salt Pit. I haven't quite got that figured out yet, but Phil has been there. No, I'm sorry. I don't think he has been there, but he's been invited. I don't have a clue what that means. Anyway, there's a rapid fire that he does, and it's yes and no questions on it. All right, right here, this is the big thing. Hey guys, lay out the negative. Well, no, that's not it. Sorry. Right here, we've got Fauci, a couple of different things here. It talks about, now right here, this is what I'm telling you. That's supposed to be Biden, and that's supposed to be Biden. You see the difference. I think I mentioned it earlier. So, there you go. But anyway, that's what a lot of this stuff is. Trump's giving these, Trump words are actually, these are go cards that you can just get, okay? And I've got some. But you're supposed to be able to pay, food is going to be free. Cars are you can get your first car, whatever it is, free. And you can get your first home free with that card. With this card, I'm sorry. I was pointing at my monitor, sorry. So there's the food, there's the car. You can go buy your Ferrari right out of your first appointment. You'll have your money. So anyway, this is just another area. It's not all the bad stuff, but I think you kind of got the drift of where all that was heading, and it gets a lot worse, okay? But anyway, so we'll get past this. Welcome to the main event, Patriots. We believe in free speech and fair elections. Hacked videos and pictures. I am happy to publish all hacked videos and pictures and stuff like that. I need the biggest support from you Patriots. So the Patriots are the strong arm of this. Who is this? We all have passed. We all made choices that maybe weren't the best ones. None of us are completely innocent, but we all get a fresh start every day to be a better person than we were yesterday. I can't tell who that is. Looks familiar. That's not Kurt Russell, is it? I don't know. Kind of looks like him. And of course, this little speech from President Trump. Where was this? Something has to happen, you say.
And something's going to have to happen, because people are not going to take it much longer. There's two sets of justice, and we don't have to go into it, but nobody's ever seen what's happening today in our country. And something's going to have to happen, because people are not going to take.
there's that. Now, these are intel drops. You remember that chart we were looking at a while ago? Okay, this is intel drop 1968. Okay, so if you go look up 1968, there's no links here. These are actually screenshots. And this is how the Q drops get dropped right here. This number, that has its own meaning. Q. So what's up with Assange? And I don't know if you know anything about him, but you probably do. But anyway, I think he was really put through the meal over him trying to share things that he wasn't supposed to share. So I think he caught time in prison and everything. Do you remember right here? Do you remember that our enemies are also monitoring this board? See above, reflect, use logic. Everything is about feelings. Okay. Change of batter coming. You'll notice that a lot of words, okay, a lot of words are misspelled. Sometimes there'll be a space or a character in between. That's to keep the bots from catching this and as a word. You know, just I think we talked about that earlier too. Batter, how do you attempt to ensure a victory? How do you attempt to sneak? And they also refer to this as sneaker. And these are the people that are out there looking for all the evil stuff. I believe that's what that's referring to. Why was she reserved for a last minute change? And I believe this is probably talking about Pelosi. Anyway, I just kind of wanted to give you some of this real quick to just kind of show you. These are the different pages. You can click on those. And you can also, if you download this, there's all kinds. Let me find Trump. He very rarely ever posted in this group in the beginning. I'm looking for him. Hold on. Even the Titanic. I think I mentioned that earlier. John Durham. He's a good one. I don't know what that is. Well, anyway. I just wanted to find Trump. Where is that boy? Supporters. Well, Donald J. Trump right here. Now, he showed that he had 3 unread messages. Okay, right there. So let's see what it says. Robbie Mook just admitted that the campaign fraud was committed by Hillary Clinton together with her same cast of characters, which have been in there in the White House while she was, chief, no, I can't remember what it's called right offhand. But anyway, you know where she was at with all the emails and all that crap she had on her personal servers. Fake news refuses. These are all the good groups that are safe. And this is Trump sharing it. And then he kind of mocks what's going on. Wow. The tax increase right here for middle income families in new Democratic bill staggering. We are in a recession. This is no time to raise taxes. U.S. manufacturers will flee, and quickly. So that's just where he's at right there. But everything that's coming out right now, even the deal with Phil yesterday, this is a great group right here. This one gets mentioned in the intels, in the intel drops, okay? This is probably somebody that is very well connected, because they're using this group in this platform to share secrets and the little clues. Every speech Trump ever made while he was in the presidency was giving clues around the world, because other countries of all these other countries capitulated to the United States. And the United States is the leading power. Doesn't look like we are, but we are. They know it. But anyway, all right, well, listen, I hope this didn't drive you crazy. How many minutes we here? I tried to make it 35 minutes in. Listen to it. You can listen to the video and stuff, and then if you want to look at this, you can. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this, and I'll talk to you later. Gary, this was for you. It's only going to you, so there you go.